If your digital products aren't selling right now, then I challenge you to follow the exact strategy that I'm going to be sharing in this video for the next 30 days and watch how your sales transform. And this isn't going to be anything like posting every day on social media or creating thousands of pins or writing mile-long email sequences or spending hours on TikTok. Instead, I'm going to be sharing the exact strategies that are working for me right now to make anywhere from $1,500 to $3,200 a month in low-ticket digital product sales for this channel alone. So let's start with the very first step. Before we do the marketing, before we do the sales, before we look at sales funnels and all those things, we first need to look at your product. So the first thing is to make sure that your digital product is actually solving a problem. And this is what I call a profitable problem. This needs to be something that's specific, that's something urgent and necessary for your customer to have solved. So if your product is not solving what I call a profitable problem, specific, urgent, or necessary, then we need to go back to the drawing board on the products that you're actually selling. But if you know that your product does solve a problem, you validated it, and you're simply not making sales, then the very next thing that you're going to do is you're going to start creating content around the problem that your product solves. Now, a lot of times people get hung up on trying to promote their product when in actuality, people are not searching for XYZ product. They're not searching for template for social media. What they are searching for is, how do I get more views on my social media accounts? How do I sell more products? How do I meal prep? They are searching for the answer to their problem. So you're going to create content that actually solves the problem that your ideal customer is facing. Now, the platform that you are going to create this content on is going to be YouTube. Now, I've made several videos on why I choose YouTube over every other social media platform, and it just stands the test of time. Your content will get seen, it will get pushed out, and you will be able to reach the people that you are intending to reach as long as you are creating good content. So the platform is going to be YouTube. You're going to create videos around the specific problem that your product solves. Now, here's the hack for actually getting views so that you can get customers. You're going to look for outliers of other channels that are going to be talking about the same thing that your product solves. So for instance, if you are a health coach and you sell meal plans, you're going to be looking for other content around meal plans, around health coaching, meal prepping, and all those things. And you're going to look for what is called an outlier. This means a video that is outperforming the average of that channel. Now, there are tools that you can use to help you figure this out. I use a tool called vidIQ, but even if you don't use vidIQ, you can simply go to your competitor's page. You can see what trending videos they have, and you can also create content around that same topic, knowing that the main point here is to address the problem that your ideal customer has, and then also you want to make sure that you are placing your product as the solution to that problem within the video. And so in order to do this, you're going to add call to actions throughout the videos, 2 to 3, letting people know, hey, if you want my XYZ, whatever your product is that solves their problem, then click the link in the description, or scan the QR code, or to comment whatever keyword so that you can reply with the link. Doing this method of seeing what's actually trending related to the problem you solve is going to help you get more views and essentially ride the wave. So if you have been creating content but you haven't been getting sales, then this is the approach that you need to take. You want to find what's actually trending around the problem that you solve, take advantage of that trend, ride the wave, and then ultimately you will get sales. Now, of course, if you want my complete YouTube strategy for finding outliers and competitors and knowing how to script out your videos and add those call to actions and my YouTube script template, then grab my Viral Views Toolkit. I'll leave the link for that in the description of this video for you to check out. Now, you might be thinking, okay, well, I create videos, I have the link in my description. You may even be doing call to actions. Maybe you're not doing 2 to 3, but you might be doing call to actions and you're saying, I'm still not making any sales. Well, this is the next part of the strategy that most people mess up. So instead of sending people to freebies and these complicated funnels where they opt in and then they may get a tripwire and all these things that the gurus are telling you to do, you need to be sending people directly to your checkout page. Doesn't need to be a long drawn out sales page or a long drawn out landing page. It simply needs to be a checkout page that has the product, what the details are, and the ability for someone to put in their payment information. That's all you need to have. So the next step and the next strategy is to implement a simple 3-step sales funnel. That's going to be a checkout page, a thank you page, and a delivery email that delivers the product that the person just purchased. Everything else are extra bells and whistles and unnecessary things that are hindering you from making sales. You don't need a freebie to make sales. Freebies are not going to make you sales. Selling your actual digital product is what's going to make you sales. So let's not overcomplicate the sales funnel by adding these unnecessary things. Send people directly from your video to a checkout page for them to be able to buy your product. Now, at the end of this video, I'll link to another video where I break down my exact 3-step sales funnel, very simple sales funnel that I use to make literally thousands of dollars each month in digital product sales using this exact process. So I'll link that video at the end, and you'll have the opportunity to also grab my pre-built funnel. So if tech isn't your thing and you're not sure how to create a simple sales funnel, you'll be able to also grab my pre-built funnel that's already been done for you. Nonetheless, we want to keep it simple. We're not sending people to links in bios, a link tree. We're sending them directly to the checkout page. Now, with that said, if you want to take this up to another level and get even more insight and make more sales, it would be great if you were able to track these sales and where they came from. So the next part of this strategy is to use tracking links to determine which videos and which content is performing the best as far as getting you sales. So you can identify exactly what kind of content is driving the most sales. Every video that I have has a unique link that goes to the checkout page. It's going to the same page, but I'm able to track where it came from. So I know exactly which one of my videos are making the most sales so that I can make more videos like it. So we want to be able to create those videos, include those call to action, send people to the checkout page, but we want to know where the sales are coming from, what's driving the most sales. And in order to do that, you need to include tracking links that go to your checkout page. Now, depending on what CRM you use, you can create these unique tracking links quite easily, but if you can't, you can create what's called a UTM parameter, and I'll walk you through that very quickly on what that actually looks like and how you're able to track and see where your sales are actually coming from. All right, so UTM parameters is something that I've mentioned before and I've gotten questions. So let me break down exactly what that is. So a UTM parameter is something that's just added at the end of your website or checkout page URL that allows you to track where your traffic is coming from. So from here, you're able to identify your source. That means what platform did the traffic come from. You're able to identify what's called your UTM median, which means the piece of content, the specific piece of content that it came from. So in this case, this is my YouTube video name. So I title all of my videos. I know exactly what video it came from. And then the campaign is actually just the product that I'm selling. So you have your source, you have your medium, and then you also have your campaign. Now there are free UTM builders that you can use. So just do a quick Google search, and this is one that I just came upon. And so the first thing that you're going to put in is the actual URL. So where do you want to send people to? So in this case, I just put in my website URL and then the source. And this is going to be like what the platform is. So for me, the platform is typically going to be YouTube. So the medium. And so for me, this is going to be the specific piece of content, the YouTube video that I'm driving traffic from. So say we number videos, you could put video whatever. I use video titles. However you name your videos or content to know what it is, you would put that there. And then the campaign for me is going to be the actual product that I'm selling. So I could say product 1, right? And so I don't have to put anything else, but as you can see, it generates the URL. And if I were to click on this URL, it would take me to the page that I want to go to. But within my system that I use, I will be able to track exactly where that traffic came from. So I would know when I run my reports, I can go back and see, hey, all of this traffic came from this specific video. And so I know that I need to create more videos around that same topic because it is driving my sales. Now, the whole point here is to be able to capture data to know exactly what's working when it comes to your overall sales funnel from your content to actually making sales. You want to know what content is driving the most sales so that you can double down on it and create more content around it. Now, I would recommend at least one video per week with this 30-day strategy, but if you have the time and capacity, try 2 videos a week, and that allows you to increase the amount of data that you get. You're able to get data much quicker and know what's working quicker so that you can implement that much faster and get sales. So overall, what you want to do is first identify a problem that your digital product solves. If you already know that your digital product solves a problem, people have validated it by actually buying it, and you want more sales, then you need to start focusing your content on the problem, not just trying to promote the product. Talk about the problem and show how your product is actually a solution to that problem. Now, within those videos, you want to ensure that you're including 2 to 3 call to actions within the video as the next best step, as the solution to their problem that they are facing and that you are addressing in the video. And when they click on that link, they need to be going directly to the checkout page, not Linktree, not a long drawn out sales page or landing page, directly to the checkout page for them to immediately buy the solution to their problem. And the cherry on top of this is adding those tracking links so you know exactly where that traffic is coming from. You know what content is working the best to get you sales so that you can repeat that content over and over again. So if you want to make more sales within the next 30 days, this is exactly the strategy that you need to follow. It's the strategy that's working for me, and I know that it will work for you. Now, I mentioned a video on how to set up your sales funnel. Check out this next video if you want to learn how to do that as well.